All right.
Are we ready?
Yep.
I can't say anything now. Hold on. Stage fright.
We're trying to swap who says the intro, and Nicole's having problems with the intro.
Bloopers. Beep. Hey guys, and welcome to Living Tomorrow Today. I'm Julio.
And I'm Nicole.
And today, actually, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Julio.
And we're talking about our first 6 weeks living in the RV and what's that been like so far.
Yeah, we just wanted to share our thoughts with you and kind of let you know what it's like transitioning from living in a home and all that quote-unquote normal life and now living full-time in an RV. So we made some notes. So we have our laptop right here, and we're gonna just kind of go through some things that we jotted down and just let you know how it's been. Now, we did live in the RV for I think 2 weeks before we actually sold the house, but that was we still had the house.
Cheating.
Yeah, we still had the house. I mean, we were parked on our property. We had the house. If you've seen our videos, you know that we did that. So it wasn't quite the same. But for the past 6 weeks, we have been full-time in 2 different RV parks. We spent 1 month in one, and now we are finishing up our 2nd week in another RV park before we head to our next destination. So how do we feel about the first 6 weeks? I think for me anyways, and probably I guess for all of us, I think this last week, or week number 5, has really been when it really kicked in, because in the beginning, the kids were still in school, you were still teaching,
Yeah.
and I didn't leave my job until last Friday. So I've been unemployed for 1 week. So everything was still kind of normal.
Yeah.
We were still in our routines, and it was really just a matter of we didn't live in our house anymore.
So I think just more recently it's felt a little more real. Sleeping in, staying up later, all that kind of stuff.
So what's it been like living in the RV and in an RV park? For me, I really hasn't felt that much different, even especially while we were still working, because I mean, we have all the same amenities that we had in the house, and minus a few. I mean, we don't have a dishwasher and stuff like that, but we'll talk about those things. But overall, it really hasn't been that drastic of a change.
Yeah.
It is a little more cramped. But you know, this is something that I told Nicole before we actually moved into the RV, was like, and when we're living in the house, we were always congregated in the living room. I mean, and that's where we mostly spent our time, and occasionally, you know, in our bedroom, and the kids are in the living room or stuff like that. But we had this huge house that we really didn't even use, and so I was like, I don't think it's going to be that much more different, and yeah, I think it really hasn't felt that different.
Yeah, I think we were always kind of different in that we never really I never really wanted a huge house to begin with. I never liked that. I never wanted a 2-story because I wanted us to be together, you know, and I didn't want, you know, one person here, one person there, one person somewhere else. So whatever habits that you have in your home, I think you're going to have those same habits even if you're in a much smaller place. I hang out in here. I do hang out in here a lot, and I'll watch videos and stuff like that. That hasn't changed.
Videos.
Yeah. I watch our videos all the time. And then the kids hang out in the living room, you know, or they'll hang out in their room and stuff like that. But for the most part, whatever you're doing in your house, you're going to be doing the same thing in your RV, you know, so.
And of course, we do have an RV that has a bunkhouse, so we do have that ability. The kids have their room and their restroom, and you know, we are on this side of the RV, so we, you know, if you don't buy that type of RV, I mean, it'd be a little different, but for us, that still exists. So so we'll go through some differences. We didn't really break this down into like pros and cons. We'll just kind of tell you what we think, what it is. But I guess if you wanted to call this a pro, is our house payment is something that we no longer have. We used to have a really big house payment, and now we don't. I mean, now we're paying $350 a month to live here. So that's been nice.
Yeah.
And you know, if you ever thought about moving into an RV and not travel, man, that is a just losing that house payment is a huge savings.
So another thing is cleaning the RV, or just the overall kind of function of the RV. It gets messy really fast. It starts to get cluttered really fast.
Yeah.
And that's still something that we're working on, with organizing and getting things situated and everything. So the cleaning.
So let's clean, yeah.
So when we just got our mattress yesterday. In order to get this mattress out of here, we had to make a disaster out there.
Yes.
And so it's just knowing that you have to shuffle everything around, and you're going to make huge messes in the process of changing anything or doing anything.
Yeah, it really doesn't take long to... It doesn't take long, and it doesn't take much to...
Destroy,
quickly clutter. I mean, we're probably jumping around in things I wrote down, but like the dishes, I mean, you leave a few dishes out, and you have lost counter space for cooking.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like it's just a wreck because...
There is nowhere to put things.
Yeah, 4 plates out is like a disaster. And
we're doing, and right now we're doing dishes multiple times a day. I mean, that is something that is a little bit of an adjustment. I mean, going from a big dishwasher to now all of a sudden I'm standing in the kitchen washing dishes probably like 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah, we take turns. Yeah, we try and make the kids do it, but it's mostly us.
Yeah. You just try to keep things clean. I mean, we don't have a lot of dishes either. We only have like 6 or 7 plates, something like that. So we have to keep them clean, and same thing with cups and everything.
Yeah. And kind of on the flip side, though, it's easy to make a mess, but easy to clean up too.
Yeah.
I mean, just as quickly as we made it, we can wash a few dishes, and those are all done. And there's like one box in the living room that clutters everything up, but we take it out. It's usually trash. We throw it out, and that's it. I mean, so it's a balance, but it doesn't take a lot to quickly clean up the RV as well. So there's a yin and a yang there, I guess.
Yeah. It gets messy fast, but you clean it up fast.
Yeah.
And I was always excited about that, and I still am. I like the fact that we have like one of everything, and that's all we need to get it cleaned up, and like sweep it up with the broom, whatever, the cleanser, all that kind of stuff. And it's so nice. The cleanser's all in one little cabinet.
I'm thinking back of like the stuff we used to have in our laundry room at the house. Like we had like all these different types of Swiffer things. Like there was like 5 or 6 different rods sticking out behind the washing machine. I don't even know, like a broom and the Swiffer and the mop,
the dry mop and the wet
I don't know
mop.
what they. I mean, and we don't need any of that. Like we got one thing, and it's good enough. Okay, so we're kind of jumping around. Like I said, I jotted these notes down, but I didn't think of jotting them down in any sort of organized manner. So internet has been good so far. We actually have faster speeds now than we did at our house. We did live kind of in a rural place. We didn't have like fiber optic anything into our house. So our speeds are actually faster, but we do have a few drops every once in a while where the internet kind of disconnects and reconnects. So that can be a little annoying, but for the most part, internet has been great. I mean, the kids watch Netflix all day long, and we're on our laptops or our phones or whatever. So so far, internet has not been an issue. We are in an area that has good coverage. So
and how about those cords out there, honey? Are they hidden?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have a small project that I need to work on, and I've been working on, but I have a lot of things I'm working on. So hiding some of our internet cords is on the list. So that's what Nicole's talking about. So internet so far has been good. If that's a concern for you, so far it's been good.
Yeah. What do we have? What kind of internet, or what are we using?
We use, for the most part, we use our Verizon Jetpack. The plan that we use is no longer available, unfortunately. So as soon as I saw that it was going to get discontinued, I went out and bought it immediately, and I'm super happy that we did, because it's unlimited internet, non-throttled. I mean, we use it all day, every day, and we only pay $70 a month. So, but it doesn't exist anymore.
So then we also have maintenance down. and working on maintenance. So something that you've probably seen if you've been watching our videos, something's always going on. Just the other day, what were you working on?
Yes, the black tank. I'll link that in the description right there. But yeah, like Nicole said, maintenance. These things, these RVs, are not manufactured well. I mean, no matter how much you pay for it, there's no regulation on how they are put together. And that's why I had a ginormous piece of plastic blocking our black tank the other day. And
then today, he was looking under the sink and pulling out some dishes and stuff like that, and he was like, "Oh, you know what? You thought it had just been wet."
Yeah, I thought it was a wet dish that got put under there, and then I felt this ginormous puddle of water, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Yeah, so
our plumbing was leaking.
So there was this very small leak, but I think it was just a matter of twisting that big old, I don't know what it is, nut that ties the piping together, and it fixed it. So there's seems like there's always a little something to fix, but it's never been so far a big deal. I mean, it's usually a simple fix. So kind of like the making a mess, that it happens quick, but it can get cleaned up, fixed. So far the maintenance has been steady, I guess, or the maintenance, there's always something to fix, but it's so far been super simple. So nothing major. And when we were in the house, that was something that we really didn't worry about. I mean, the house always just worked, except, you know, when the AC went out and we had to pay, you know, thousands of dollars to get it fixed. So far here, we haven't paid anything because I do it myself.
See, and I'm so proud.
I'm forced to do it myself.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah,
so the next thing will be kind of like our groceries, pantry space and refrigerator space.
Yes.
Our pantry space, we actually do okay. We're having to go to the grocery store a lot more often than we used to. We're having to go at least once a week.
At least, yeah.
I think, and I think for us though, we're okay with that. It doesn't bother us. You know we get our staples and all that stuff that we go through. We go through milk really fast and everything. I have noticed that it's kind of like Tetris every single time. It has to be clean in the kitchen and kind of in that area because we're going to go out, we're going to bring all the bags in, and we have to have somewhere to set it. And if the counters are full of dishes, you know, and the sink's full of dishes, it makes it really, really difficult. So we always try to think ahead and clean up in the kitchen and everything before we head out to the store. And then you come in and you're putting all your new stuff in, and you have to put it in there specific ways. It's like Tetris, and you have to put it in there just right so that everything fits. And it seems like I also have to take pretty much everything out of the pantry. You're constantly inventorying everything that you have. So I'm having to take things out and then re-put things back in to where it fits properly, because, I mean, you do have big cabinet space, but it's just a big space, and so you have to be able to stack things up, you know, and if you're running out of if a package is running low, like, get that box out of there. You don't have space or whatever, you know, and make room for new things.
And that's one reason we chose this RV, because it did have a large, for an RV, a large pantry. And so if you're considering getting an RV to go full time, definitely make sure that you have enough pantry space. You know, because it fills up really fast. And that's something that we learned after we moved into the RV, was when we moved into this thing, we're like, oh yeah, we have space here, and also
so much room for activities.
And it just and it just fills up really, really fast. And that kind of leads us into the refrigerator. That has been an adjustment, not like
the freezer.
It hasn't affected us like negatively or whatever, like we hate it, but it definitely has been an adjustment. You know, we went from this huge double door refrigerator,
there was always room,
and you know, we could stick pizzas in the freezer and it made ice every day, and all this other stuff. I mean, probably like the refrigerator you have right now, and now we have this tiny little thing that is struggling to keep everything cold, barely keeps things frozen.
We don't. It's
and
good
does not
though.
make ice.
We don't buy ice cream, or we can't buy any of that kind of stuff because it won't stay frozen.
And it probably wouldn't fit. I mean, it would take like a quarter of our freezer space, unless we bought like those little pints or something.
So
Yeah, so like making ice, we've had to get something totally different to make ice because the freezer it would take 24 hours to make
one
tray of ice, and,
Yeah.
and it would barely be frozen. So
Yeah, it still might be a little bit slushy
Yeah.
on the inside.
So all that though, with the freezer and with the pantry, I think one positive is that I feel like we waste less food because in the house, I mean, we would just fill the refrigerator, fill this ginormous pantry, and and then we just had space to fill stuff. And then you could go months without being like, oh, like I didn't even know that was in there, and it's like it's not good anymore because it expired like a year ago. So, and I don't feel like
Baby,
we do
you're
that.
making me look bad.
I don't feel like we do that anymore. Like we just, like stuff like not like vegetables or anything like that, but like just stuff in boxes that just gets shoved into the back, and then we buy it again, and then it just you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like there's less of that because, like Nicole said, I mean we are a little more vigilant about what we buy because we buy it thinking about space, probably first, and then we're like, okay, does it fit? And then like, do we want it? And then it's like, okay,
how are we going to use it?
Yeah.
What are we going to
like
do?
we plan like, okay, we can use this on Thursday, we'll make this, or Friday or whatever. So
And we didn't do that in a house.
not
We
at
weren't
all.
we weren't planners. We've never been meal planners or anything like that. So that is something we talk about a little bit more now, which isn't bad. He's like, oh, I'll grill this outside. And how are we going to use these vegetables and how are we going to make it? So it's making us a little bit more aware of how we're going to use things and when we're going to use things.
So bit of a downside on that stuff, but there's a upside to it as well.
Yeah, it's all a give and take.
Yeah.
So, living space. This is still. Did you hear that back there? Something's going on back there.
Oh, sorry, that was my toes.
Your talons.
My talons.
So.
Anyways, living space. We thought we got rid of a ton of stuff, and we did get rid of a ton of stuff. But we're still like, oh my gosh, we still have so much. We pulled stuff out of storage today.
So it's empty. It's done.
Yeah, the storage is empty, and most of it's in the truck. And
a lot. We went to Goodwill today.
Yeah, and then we got rid of a whole bunch of it today, and even inside the RV, I mean, it's just like. It's still an adjustment. I mean, you look at something and you're like, okay, I haven't touched this in like the whole time we've been in here. Like, do I even need it? And so living space is still, I mean,
it can be better.
Yeah.
It can be better. We're working on it. We let the kids keep just about every toy that they had.
Yeah, to help them adjust.
To help them with the adjustment period, And hopefully they're adjusting and they're getting to where they're like, okay, maybe we don't need it that much.
Yeah, but every once in a while we sneak something out and like, get rid of it.
Yeah.
And they don't even know.
And that's all you gotta do. And then I think for us as well, with our clothes and everything, I mean, I pretty much got rid of all of my cold weather clothes. And I figure I'll just get them again later when I need them. I mean, we're not anywhere where it's cold.
There's always somebody doing what we did and getting rid of all their stuff and selling their stuff super cheap. So no reason to go to a department store and pay tons of money. So that's probably what we'll end up doing is once winter starts getting close, if we even go somewhere cold, I mean, that's the great thing about leaving the RV is that we can decide where we are for the winter. So if we end up being somewhere cold, we'll just look for somebody having an estate sale and go buy their winter coats for a few bucks. And
for some reason, we have a lot of towels.
Yes.
We have a lot of towels, and we're still trying to figure out...
I'm going to blame that on you, because I didn't even think about bringing towels. So, because you know why? Because Nicole has, like... She's like Monica from Friends. Like, she has her fancy towels. Like,
fancy
she has
guest.
she has her towels that I can't take to the swimming pool. Her towels that I can't use for this or that. There's, like, towels underneath in our garage area that... we haven't even touched.
They're like rag towels. They're to clean up stuff.
Yeah, but we haven't even touched them because they're underneath and we never even think about them. So we probably have we have tons of towels. And yeah, so.
Laundry's been okay. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think we're really that bothered by it. It's not a big deal. It's not, because we do go to the laundromat. So far we've been going to the laundromat at the RV parks that we've been staying at.
And it's been between 150 to 175 for a wash and for a dry, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're rip-offs. It is a little bit like, and the washing machines are smaller than
Yeah.
your house washing machine. But
And
then
because-
I think
Well, go ahead.
because of that, I think it's making us a little more vigilant of what's actually clean and what's actually
Mm-hmm.
dirty. I know for a fact that the kids would not want to put things away, and so they just throw it back into the dirty clothes hamper. And I'd know I was washing clean clothes again, when we were in the house. And so now I'm like, that's not, have you worn that like 5 times? If you haven't worn it 5 times, it's
Yeah.
not dirty.
I,
So-
like most men, have never had a problem with clarty clothes. And if you don't know the term clarty, that's kind of clean, kind of dirty. It's clarty.
clarty.
It's good, I mean. So, me and Clarty, we get along. And we got rid of so much clothes. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
but
We're pretty basic now. It's like t-shirts and shorts right now is about all we have.
I'm not, you guys can't see, but I'm not even wearing bottoms. Like, I am totally naked underneath the shirt. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not. But yeah, I think the biggest thing has been the kids, is that most of the laundry comes from them because they still just kind of chuck everything into,
Or let me try
Yeah.
it on for 5 minutes. I'm not going to wear this. Throw it in the hamper.
yeah, when we say put it away, they mean, they take it as put it in the hamper. And so, but yeah, it hasn't been an issue. I mean, so far the parks we've been at, they have very nice laundry facilities,
Yeah.
nice laundry machines,
Yeah.
and we usually make a thing of going to do the laundry. We take our laptops or something and we do some work or whatever. So, or we come back to the RV. I mean, it
Yeah.
hasn't been an issue.
Yeah.
The only thing would be that we pay for it, and we're trying to do less laundry. So, that's that's been the only adjustment for that. And then,
So what do you feel like has been the best part?
so for me, the best part has definitely been being able to spend time with the family. I have never spent so much time, especially this past week, now that I'm actually fully done with work, spent so much time with the family, with the kids, and just every day going out to the pool. So that has been awesome. Like, it's just cool because I would spend 3 or, depending on the week, 3 or 4 days
Away.
away at the station. And
And then so it was me with the kids Monday
Yeah.
through Friday, or it was like Tuesday through Friday.
Tuesday through Friday.
Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah, so
And
or sometimes Wednesday through Friday. It
Yeah.
just depends on the week.
Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah.
and we were just busy. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just go to
And I
school,
feel-
go home.
Yeah, I feel like the stress level for me has gone down, and like I never really felt I had stress. I never like stressed out at work, and the whole thought about getting hurt or killed at work was like never something that weighed on me. But now that I don't have that, like I do feel like I do feel a little different about it, like knowing that is really not a possibility anymore. So that's
Better watch out.
yeah. So that's kind of nice. Like that's that's not something I stress about, and really so far our only worries right now have been like trying to plan the next RV park we go to, and that's pretty cool. We have a few logistical things that we're still working out because we are new, like selling Nicole's car, which I'm going to make a whole nother video about that. But we are working through some transition things still, and that's causing a little bit of stress because we're trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. But yeah, things have been good. Being together has been the best part. I mean, we haven't done that since I graduated college, because I went into the military and it was always time in the field or deployments or everything and stuff, and then law enforcement, and it's just this is something totally different. I wish I would have done it a long time ago. People always say that in their videos. I wish we would have started RVing a long time ago. I agree. I mean, I wish I would have done this a long time ago. I would almost say that if you are in a high stress job, nursing, law enforcement, I'm even going to add teaching, because I had no idea how much stress was involved in teaching until Nicole became a teacher. That's worse than what I do. Okay, I'd rather get into a fight than deal with toddlers and their parents, and I wish we could talk about that, but we won't. Some of y'all are crazy. But anyways, my whole adult career working has been separation and stress, and now it is a totally different feeling, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, and you were
And
encouraging.
I would, yes. Oh yeah, so if you work in some high stress job, man, take a sabbatical or something, or do what we're doing and leave for a year, they should incorporate that into those types of jobs, because it makes such a, I mean, just this past week, I mean, I just feel so much different from, and I thought I thought I felt fine. I mean, I felt fine, you know, but I guess you just really don't know until you're doing this. So.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was in a bad place, but now I'm just in a really much better place. So I guess that's what I'm just trying to say. But yeah, so anyways, that's kind of our 6-week update. We are still learning stuff. We're still transitioning. We're about to do our first really big move. It's our first time that we're going to spend the night somewhere as we're traveling to get to our final destination. It's a 9-hour drive overall, but we're decided to split it, and that comes with its own new set of challenges, and of course we're going to share that with all of you guys. Anyways, that is our 6-week update. If you guys have any questions, as always, please leave them down below in the comments, and if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And hit that notification bell, so that way you know as soon as we put out another video. And
share it with your friends.
Yeah, that's right. So we will see you all at the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.
Whoa.